How's it going? This is Hoiman, and today we're taking a look at the Totaku Aloy figure. So I didn't keep the packaging, but I did keep the backdrop which comes in the packaging, which is cool. It has a nice illustration of the level in the game, and then the iconic grass as well for the base. And you got the name. Then you got the logo on both sides, and then on the bottom you got some legal stuff. And on the back is just a pale blue, but I did keep the backdrop which I plan to stick on, which is just information about the character. And then when you add the figure into the box, it makes for a very nice display. A very nice diorama piece overall. Okay, so when it comes to sculpt, I think overall this is one of the best, but also one of the worst Totaku figures. So to get the worst part out of the way first, I think my main gripe is the face. Like, I feel that it doesn't really look a whole lot like Aloy. Like, if I compare it to how she actually looks from the game, I mean, you can kind of tell it looks like Aloy, but at the same time, it just looks really off. Especially from the front, like, I don't know, it just doesn't quite look like the character all that much. But in terms of the good parts, I think for the rest of the body, it's just really nicely sculpted. Just so much detail everywhere. Pretty much all the detail you'd expect is pretty much present. So looking at the torso, you have the scarf and all the furry parts as well. It just adds really nice texture, and then there's like some shading in there to bring out the details as well. Moving down to the cloths, you can see all the details and textures. And then you have the quill for the arrows. Looks really nice. And then you have some more ropes and stuff. And then down to his legs, you have all the fur and that. And then all the creases and her trousers. It just looks really nice overall. Very nice sculpt and so much detail packed into such a small figure. And then the base, it's like a grass texture, but you have some wash to bring out the strands. And then you have some rocks as well. And then moving on to the weapon, again, there's just so much detail in the weapon, and you have the little ropes as well at the end. And then the weapon overall is kind of have this metallic silver for finish, which really stands out from the figure. And then moving on to her hair, again, it's just really well sculpted. You can see all the plaited texture in there, and then there's some shading to really bring out the strands. And overall, it just looks really nice, especially for something so small. But it's just the fact that her face just doesn't quite look like the character. So that's the only thing that's kind of off-putting. But other than that, it's just a very impressive looking Totaku overall. And then for the bottom, you have some legal stuff as well. So my final thoughts are, if you're a huge fan of this character or the game itself, then I do recommend this figure. But it really just depends on the face that can rather make someone choose to get this figure. But as of this video, there isn't really a whole lot of figures based on Aloy. So if you're after a figure of Aloy but don't want to spend too much, then I do recommend this figure. And as of this video, the figure has been out for a few years, but the price hasn't really increased or anything, so you should be able to get her for a good price. But it really just comes down to if you like the face or not, really. But other than that, I'd still recommend getting this figure. But that's my review. Thank you for watching and enjoy some pictures.